You know, it's funny. When I was uploading my Jakob Poeltl signing video, I recorded the video, was uploading it, and typing up the description. And in the description, I was typing up Jakob Poeltl's name, right? And I've worked with a guy with a Jakob with a U, and I've seen Jakob with an O. And I'm like, which one is Poeltl? Hold on a minute. It's been a while since I thought Raptors. So let me have a quick look up on the Score app, and I'll have a look. I go on the app, and I see the news. Fred VanVleet is officially a Houston Rocket for 3 years. We all saw Fred VanVleet leaving. A lot of people wanted Fred VanVleet gone. But when it actually happens, it really puts everything into perspective. I'm not going to sit here and hate on Fred VanVleet, because that dude literally gave everything he possibly could for this organization. Everything possible. Blood, sweat, tears, everything. And even the last couple seasons where we had no depth at all on the team, dude's playing 40 plus minutes a night and clearly not 100% healthy. So you know what? You gotta love Freddy V. And as much as it's, as much as I think it was time for the Raptors to move on from this regime or some of the core, it's still tough to see steady Freddy not be a Toronto Raptor anymore. It really is. And what we're going to do here today is I'm not going to sit here and talk about what's next for the Raptors. I may touch on that at the very end of the video, but I'm more sitting here to reminisce on Fred VanVleet, because he was an integral part on bringing that to the Toronto Raptors. He really was. And if you watched any of the playoffs, or most of the playoffs, or all of the playoffs, you know what I mean. So let's go all the way back for Freddy V. Waiting to be drafted, doesn't happen. Goes undrafted, signs with the Toronto Raptors. Plays in the G League, or it may have been D League at the time. Wins a championship with Pascal Siakam by his side there for the Raptors 905. Great vibes, good stuff. Then he becomes part of the one and only bench mob the Raptors had. Right? The one and only. And then the expectations started to grow. Expectations for Pascal Siakam started to grow, right? Jakob Poeltl gets dealt for Kawhi Leonard. He's gone. Pascal jumps in the starting unit with Kawhi, and everything's going bananas in 2019. We move ahead to the NBA playoffs. Fred VanVleet, non-existent in that Philly series. He was not good. He was guarded hard, but really was not. He was ineffective at all. Not good at all in that series. Kawhi Leonard put them on the back, and off to round 3 they went, because we all know what happened in round 2. To Milwaukee. You're down 2-0 in the series. Fred VanVleet has his little one. Danny Green can't hit a shot to save his life. And it seemed like every game there on out, they started with Danny Green. See how his shot was feeling. It wasn't more often than not. Quick switch, Fred VanVleet in. And if you go back to Game 5 of the series against the Milwaukee Bucks, in Milwaukee, I can't remember how many threes he hit in that game, but it felt like a ton, and tough shots to help the Raptors win that game and then come home for Game 6, and we all know what happened there at Scotiabank Arena. Then to the NBA Finals. First time the Raptors have ever been there. You're going up against the Golden State Warriors. Sure, no Kevin Durant, but they are still the favorites in that series. The Raptors were up 3-2. Game 6 of the NBA Finals. A 101-101 game at Oracle. The final game at Oracle. 3:52 to play in the fourth quarter. Fred VanVleet, the top of the floor with Quinn Cook on him. And you know what? I'm going to say no more.
And they subbed Ibaka in for him.
VanVleet gets a wide open look. Puts it in. Fred VanVleet.
Tonight, a miscommunication on switching. He gets a wide open 3. 12 huge fourth quarter points for VanVleet and the Raptors.
That moment for the Toronto Raptors and that moment for Fred VanVleet will be etched in Raptors lore for who knows how long. The blood-curdling scream with the Band-Aid on his face, hitting a big-time shot in a big-time moment. Now, was that the game-winning shot? No. But it was a tie game on the road in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, and he hits that nasty step-back three over Quinn Cook. No matter how you feel about Fred VanVleet, he was an integral part to that championship run, and the run-it-back season as well. He was one of the key pieces. But then it came to a time where they were just overloading on him over and over and over again the last couple of years, and it just came a time. It came a time where the Raptors had to cut ties, and Fred VanVleet had to cut ties and move on to a different situation. But I'm going to end off the video with this one. Okay, first things first, before I get off to my sentimental finale. Where the hell the Raptors go next? They bring back Jakob. They now lose Fred. Who the hell is their starting guard? Who's their starting point guard? Scotty Barnes? I don't know at this point. We'll see. Well, I mean, obviously it's very early in free agency, so a lot of dominoes still have to fall. But Fred VanVleet is no longer a Toronto Raptor. I'm going to end it off with this. I know Fred will never see this, but I know I'm going to speak for Raptor fans when I say this. And anybody in the comments, you can say your own little piece as well. But I just want to thank Fred VanVleet from the bottom of my heart as a Raptor, as a diehard Raptor fan. I have watched this team break my heart year in, year out. I have watched this team over the most parts of my life never make the playoffs. And when they did, well, they lost in the ALCS twice. And obviously we know recently what the playoff success has been like. We've watched this team go through torture for 7 or 8 years of LeBron James. Bring in Kawhi, you win a championship. And people could argue that Fred VanVleet was one of the MVPs of the finals, of that third round, the conference finals against Milwaukee. We can't thank Fred VanVleet enough for bringing the championships to Toronto and allowing us as Torontonians and as Canadians to feel a championship. Because it's been a very long time. Hell, since 1993, since one of the three major sports has won a championship in Toronto. And it was a ride. It was fun. But it's time to move on. So from all of us at Raptor Nation, Fred VanVleet, thank you for everything. And for Raptor fans sitting here now, that is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and are sad that Fred VanVleet is gone, but understand it and are ready to see the next chapter, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on Fred VanVleet's tenure as a Toronto Raptor and the departure of Fred VanVleet. Let me know everything, your thoughts down below. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok. All that stuff is down below as well, and I'll talk to you guys very shortly. Jays Edition. I haven't gotten any updates. They're probably still getting their teeth kicked in by Boston. It was 5-0 in the 8th, 13 minutes ago, so it's probably somewhat similar to that. And as for the Raptors, look, I'll be able to cover this. I'll be here throughout the entire off season, especially tomorrow. I'll be around tomorrow, doing videos for the Leafs and whatnot. So if there's any more Raptor news to drop, I will be here to tell you guys about it. But as of right now, thank you, Fred VanVleet, and for Raptor fans, we'll talk to you guys soon.